You know what, I had to put my scarf on earlier on today, and I think many of us might have to dig out the thick coats in the coming days. It is going to turn chilly, even wintry showers across northern parts of the UK. It's also very gusty to the north of this weather front across the Pennines and also the northwest of England from Merseyside all the way towards particularly Cumbria, gusts of wind up to gale force. Now here's that tale of two halves. Today in some parts of western Scotland, high teens maybe nudging up to 20 degrees Celsius. By Sunday, I was talking about those coats and the scarf, a northerly wind and a really significant wind chill. Temperatures could drop by about 10 degrees Celsius compared to what we've got here today.
Good afternoon. It's a chilly and rather unsettled end to the week. We started this morning under grey skies. West London, a dry start, but the rain has been spreading west throughout the morning. Some heavy bursts of rain mixed in there as well. Pushed through on the east-northeasterly breeze.
Hello there. Very good evening to you. There has been quite a lot of cloud cover across the capital through today. In fact, a rather wet and soggy old start this morning. Things a little brighter into this afternoon. But as we look towards the weekend, there will be still some outbreaks of rain at times. It's not raining all the time, at least. A few brighter spells mixed in for good measure, but staying quite cool, actually, for the time of year. And things are set to turn even cooler as we go into next week. As we leave Saturday and go into Sunday, we still have this area of low pressure, this one now tracking its way in from the far southwest. That will bring some heavy showers for a time. Bright, I think, and dry to start, at least, for the London Marathon before rather heavy showers start to pull their way in as we work into the afternoon. Top temperatures, though, coming in around 13 degrees Celsius with that southwesterly breeze, and it should stay fairly light for the London Marathon as well. So in summary for the weekend, dry for most of us on Saturday, some cloudy skies, and then by Sunday, again, some scattered showers. One or two of those could be heavy by the afternoon, but actually turning colder as we go into next week. Have a lovely weekend. Bye-bye.
Yes, with the marathon, first of all, because it's going to be cool, but it's also going to be wet for the marathon, I'm afraid. We're going to see the weather changing. We're going to have more weather like this as it turns much more unsettled, and less weather like this, where the sunshine has been out. And in the northwest of Scotland, today those temperatures again reached 19 degrees. Bit topsy-turvy the weather at the moment, because in Llanelli and Reading it was only 9 degrees. Move things on to the end of the weekend, look at the changes. Noticeable change as it gets much colder in Scotland and Northern Ireland in particular. Hello there. We'll have a look at the weather for the London Marathon in just a moment, but I suspect the headline for the weekend will give the story away to a certain extent, because we've got some rain in the forecast this weekend, and it does look like it's going to be wetter on Sunday. It's going to be quite cool as well this weekend. Disappointing sort of weather for the time of year. Today we had temperatures of 12 degrees. That was the best of it. And for a good part of the day, a lot of cloud like this.
Hello. A beautiful day on Friday across Scotland and Northern Ireland, quite warm too. The coming days, however, are going to be pretty chilly in the north. A cold wind will set in, even some wintry showers to come across the Scottish hills, maybe even the Pennines.
Weather now, and it turns out March's wetter and cooler temperatures are a gift to some of the country's animals and wildlife. So Becky's been out and about in Knole House in Sevenoaks finding out more. So they quite liked it, didn't they, Becky?
Yes, they absolutely do. Welcome to the Knole estate. This 1,000-acre deer park is home to hundreds of fallow deer, and they have really benefited from the unseasonably cool spring weather, whilst the nippy winds and below average temperatures that many of us have endured recently have kept us inside. The chill in the air has encouraged the deer to roam far further than they normally would to enjoy the fresh spring shoots and buds. It's also at this time of year that the deers lose their antlers, ready for the new set to start growing. Many of these gorgeous deer will be giving birth in the next few weeks and months. Well, the deer will certainly be happy to hear, but not so much the rest of us, that this weekend is going to be a pretty chilly one. The other group, now we're really scraping the barrel here, the other group that will be happy to hear that is those running the London Marathon, which in previous years has been absolutely boiling hot. Now, my marathon running days are long behind me, but let's have a look at the forecast for those of you who are taking the plunge in London this weekend. So as you can have a look for Saturday and Sunday, we've got the risk of rain on both days. Worth bearing in mind if you're planning to go and spectate, and it is an amazing atmosphere. The detail for Sunday, well, it starts dry and then there's the risk of showers as the day progresses, which I think probably just means you need to get the whole thing done and run a little bit faster before the rain comes. But either way, it's going to be refreshingly cool. Not so good for the rest of us though. Well, weather presenters are increasingly the least popular people in the country as spring progresses and doesn't massively improve. This weekend is going to be feeling pretty chilly, I'm afraid, with rain at times, a little bit of brightness here and there if you're lucky, although Scotland, I think, again, seeing the lion's share of it. So not the best forecast unless you're a deer or unless you're running the London Marathon. And definitely we are going to be there with you in spirit, but definitely I'm not committing to that again. My marathon days, but maybe not yours, are definitely over. Have a lovely weekend.
Mine never started, Becky. Right, next tonight.